All right, we are live. Doing another live thing. So I figure why not? I've got StreamYard. I may as well use it, right, guys? So hold on one second while I start Anchor to record. Alrighty then. Welcome back, my friends. How you doing, guys? This is Letty Lou from Liberty All Day. This is actually episode 48. I know, episode 48. Now that I'm remembering to number and whatnot. And it's March 7th. And this is going to be more of a Letty Loses It episode. You guys, whatever has happened to doctor and dentist offices holding a few appointment times each day for the odd emergency call? Is it just me, or is it almost impossible nowadays to get in to see any type of medical professional within a day of making your call? Maybe it was COVID, maybe it's insurance companies, maybe it's due to so many people leaving the field. I don't know what it is, but it's become a real big pain in the ass, let me tell you. So I first experienced this last year when I found out I was pregnant. I called the local Mayo Clinic because it is, let's just say, I can put on my shoes, get out to the Dreadnought, drive over there, park, walk inside, get checked in, and be sitting in the waiting room in 5 minutes. That's how close I am because we're in town and it's right there. I wanted to make the appointment to confirm my pregnancy. First of all, I had to make a separate ultrasound appointment with radiology. I had to make the blood work appointment through the lab, and then I did like the OB stuff through the OBs. I was told that I can get in to see the midwife in 6 weeks, but the OBs are booked solid for the next 3 months. And they're like, what? Like, what? How are there that many pregnant women? Like, what's going on? So I got in for the ultrasound and blood work, and I took the midwife appointment because I wanted to make sure that I got in to see somebody. And let me tell you, Missy was freaking awesome. Like, loved her. She also does family practice, so going to be the new GP. And I decided, you know what? How far out is her calendar? I'm just going to book as many appointments with her as I can, so I'm not scrambling to be able to get in as the pregnancy goes along. Then when I had Bug, I had 2 folks that I had met that I wanted to get him in to see for his follow-ups to be his GP. Either Missy the midwife or the OB who delivered him, because she was freaking hilarious. Like, I'd seen her the week before when I was in the middle of the night when I found out I had the UTI. And then again, no, I saw Dr. Brown the other day, but I'd seen her. Squatch liked her. She was hilarious. And she also does family med. So I'm like, if I can get in, who can I get into see? Couldn't get into either one. So I went with the other OB who also does family med and like really focuses on the babies. So I saw her for the first, so 1 week, 2 months, and 4 months. And I was able to get in to see like the OB/GP for a 6-month appointment. For his 9 months, and I'm also doing little man's 5-year-old checkup. Hey, go down by my brother. I'll be back in a minute or two. I originally scheduled him with the doctor, but it turns out that that's actually her day to go down to Eau Claire to deliver babies. So we switched, and I was able to get them in with the midwife. So I'm like, yes! Like, I'm able to get my doctors in. And once on the phone, I said, hey, I need to make my annual appointment. So can I get in to see either one of these 2? And they're like, oh yeah, here, I'll book you out with the OB. So I'm like, perfect. But it like, you can't book an appointment. It's so hard. And last week I got really frustrated because Wednesday night I made some steaks. We've even getting these petite fillets from Aldi's, which are really, really good, you guys. And Squatch had his 2 on his plate. I had mine on my plate. Eat the first bite, it's delicious. Bite down the second one, and I'm like, hey, there's something between my teeth. So like, I reach in, pull out a chunk of tooth. I was like, oh, that's a problem. Like, feeling real tongue. Yeah, like half my tooth is gone. So all dentist offices are closed. It's like 6:15. So I went online, and there's this one dentist that we've driven by, and I looked them up. They're new. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna call and see if I can get in. So I called the emergency number, which is just a regular number, leave a message explaining what happened, follow up with an email. I'm like, hey, well, they open at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm going to be like showered and ready to go, like just in case I can get me in right away. They call me at 8:03. Unfortunately, we're not taking new patients right now, and we don't have any openings for emergencies for the next 4 weeks. And I'm just like, well, I looked at my phone and just went, and I looked up at Squatch. I looked back at my phone. I said, do you have anyone else you recommend? Like, who could I potentially get in with? And they're like, oh, you can try this other dental office. Between the two of us, we can usually get new folks and emergencies in. So I call the place I recommend. And the gal's like, give me your basic information. I'll put you on hold. Go talk to dentist. Go talk to doctor. She comes back 30 seconds later. Can you be here at 10:40? And I said, I sure can. So I say 10:40, I will be there. And I looked at Squatch and he called his parents to have them come over and watch the boys because he had to go to work. Like if I could get in at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock, he would have stayed home with the kids, but he just went to work, which that's fine. So I get over to the office and I'm talking with the receptionist and she tells me, yeah, we do fee for service here. We're out of network for your dental insurance. And I was like, so what does this mean? She said, well, we'll still send claims to your insurance and you guys will get reimbursed. And that's why they have openings and can take new patients. They're not beholden to the insurance companies and their insane standards of how many patients need to be seen each day and what's the minimum, like what they have to charge for every little thing. So as I drove home later, I started to think, like, when did this happen? When did it happen? When did the whole, you can't get in to see a doctor, you had to book out months in advance, there's no emergency appointments anymore. And like I said earlier, is this because of COVID? Is this the new COVID focus? Is it insurance companies and their requirements? Is this due to the mass exodus of medical professionals? I don't know. The one thing I have noticed, though, is when they say, okay, your appointment's going to be at 10:45, you are in at 10:45, if not by 10:50, because they don't book a million patients all at once. Like, because I remember I used to go to the doctor's office and, okay, if I'm at 10:45, I'm not actually getting in to see the doctor until 10:30 or 11:15, 11:30. You actually get in like right around your time, which is nice. But the conclusion that I've come up with, now bear with me, is it's a result of all three of these problems. It's because of COVID and all the crap that went down when they like started spacing out patients so they can't fit in the sheer number of patients they did. Insurance companies do have their requirements of seeing so many patients and you only get 15 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it is, whatever crazy short amount of time that they give you. And we have lost a lot of medical professionals in the various fields. So that being said, Squatch has an appointment with a chiropractor today. This is his first chiropractic treatment ever. And I'm very proud of him because he's always told me the chiropractors are just quacks and he doesn't like them. But he reached out on Thursday and was able to get in today. And he was already planning a half day today because little man's got a dental clinic this afternoon. So he was surprised he's able to get in so quickly because they actually offered him a Thursday afternoon appointment, but he said, yeah, no, that's not going to work. And as we talked about his doctor's appointment last night, and I told him what to expect when he was there, I realized the reason he's able to get in so quickly is because this doctor, again, is not affiliated with any insurance company. They are completely out of network. But again, they'll tell you how to file your claim to get reimbursed. Now, if you've listened to me, you know that I'm a big fan of the Living Free in Tennessee podcast. And last week, Nicole, she had a live interview on her YouTube, which is going to be a podcast at some point in time. I don't know when she's going to release it as a podcast, but whatever. And she interviewed a direct care doctor. And I listened to it on Friday afternoon because I was like, oh, let me listen to this because I like the direct. I've been a fan of the direct care medical care for a while. Just we had thought about switching to that, like doing that last year, but with baby, the direct care physicians in our area don't do prenatal because I'd actually spoken to some of them. So we said, well, we're just going to stick with the regular insurance and whatnot. I have to say the direct care physicians and medical, it truly is the future of medical care. folks don't want to have to pay for their medical care themselves. So they're sticking with like the mainstream medical practices with insurance. But there are those of us who are like, screw you. Like, if I can if I can just pay cash and get into the doctor today, I'm going to do that. So I firmly believe that this is why you can't get into standard medical professionals in any timely manners anymore. So not only is fee for service and direct care offices cheaper because they're not dealing with insurance or hospital middlemen, they're more likely to be taking new patients and they have emergency openings available. The downside to it is you have to pay up front. But again, you're not paying all these inflated prices like you would at a regular medical practice. And you can still submit a claim to your insurance for reimbursement if you have insurance. So I was told that it was going to be $111 for my exam and x-ray and then whatever else for whatever treatment they do for me. So I stood up and was like, hey, I'm going to be paying at least $150 today. It ended up being $400 for exam, x-ray, and crown. And they do like digital x-rays so that they have the whole heavy lead apron and all that stuff. So that was kind of cool. So it was $289 for the build-up, they called it, which is a temporary crown that's on that molar back there. And I'll be getting a check back from my dental insurance. The crown that I'm getting in 2 weeks is going to be approximately $1,100. Again, this is like unheard of because I also looked up to see how much does a crown cost. And even with insurance, and this will be my third crown, so like Empress Lou over here. For a root canal and crown, which thank God I don't need a root canal because no nerve issues. It was close to $5,000 in the past, and I had both of these done, and that was like $4,000 for each one. I'm only paying $1,100, you guys. Like, and that's like it's less than that. It's like $1,090 or something like that. So $1,100. And the insurance actually covers 70 to 90% of your crown. So I'm going to get a nice check back from Delta Dental a couple of weeks after I get this crown done and the paperwork submitted. Yes. There are people who will bitch and moan about having to plop down that $400 or $1,100, even though they're going to get money back. But these are the same people who don't have any form of savings. They can't imagine not living paycheck to paycheck. And they also buy the fallacy that health insurance is the end all be all that keeps your medical costs down, and that's not right. I've said it for years. Like, if we get rid of insurance, we wouldn't have these super crazy prices for everything. Like, it wouldn't cost $25,000 to shit out a kid, It's not going to cost $5,000 for a crown, for a root canal and crown. It's going to cost $1,500, $2,000, whatever. So the medical costs are kept down by going around the insurance system, you guys. And you know what? Avoiding those insurance pitfalls will keep you more free and outside of that system as we go forward.